You are Locked On Vandy, your daily podcast on the Vanderbilt Commodores, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's talk about something that we probably rarely ever talk about unless they screw up. And occasionally when they kick a game winner. All right, we're talking about the Brocket Launcher, right? He is a Lou Groza Award finalist, okay? And we'll give him some shine here. But this guy is going to, like, if Vanderbilt's going to start 5-0, I think having a kicker that is pretty much in range once you cross the 50 is a weapon. It's a weapon. Because if you cross the 50 and you get stalled, that's 3 points, which is better than what? 0 points in a punt, right? Because you burn clock and you get points out of it. So if you can get the ball across the 50, I think also having the Brocket Launcher and being in more consistent form with bigger range, that you have the ability as an offense to be more aggressive. And that helps you tremendously, because I think in some instances where you were just trying to get in field goal range and you didn't want to, you can take more chances. You can push the ball down the field more. I think there's going to be more touchdowns that it's netted from having a great kicker. This is a stat dive that I might do, but if someone out there listening wants to do the stat dive, by all means, go right ahead, right? But having a great kicker, having a Lou Groza semifinalist, watch list, whatever you call it, having a Lou Groza candidate on your roster, what does that do for your offense, right? What does that do for your offense? I would love to know, because, and this might be something I investigate, because I've never really thought about it until just now, until I saw him on the list and he was talking about kicking 60-yarders and all that stuff, right? I never really thought about it. But here's my initial thing with that. When you have a great kicker, what's the mindset? Okay? Because obviously everything has a psychological effect to it, right? Like, making this thing full circle, like, you see all of that stuff this summer. Like, it does have a psychological effect. Like, the guys watching Diego Pavia on Bussin' with the Boys are like, oh my God, like, this guy is putting himself out there on Bussin' with the Boys, one of the most widely tuned in podcasts on YouTube or the podcast stratosphere. And he's talking about that. He's talking about winning national champions. Like, he believes that much. Well, if he believes enough to put himself on the chopping block, maybe I should believe, right? Like, everything has a psychological effect to your team. The ripples, right? Clark Lee allowing that to happen shows that he's confident too. Shows he believes it. Shows he believes what Diego Pavia is saying. So it says he endorses what he's saying, right? The psychological effects of that are your team's about ready to run through a brick wall, right? Psychological effects of knowing that your guys are competing, whether or not they're successful or not on any given play, just knowing your guys are going to work their butt off to get open or whatever. For a quarterback, I think goes a long way into building that trust of, hey, if I deliver this ball to you, you're going to do something with it. Defensively, knowing that you have a dude that's going to be disciplined and do his job and not try to play hero ball goes a long way. So having a kicker that you can rely on, like, I guarantee you as a coach, if you had a shaky kicker, you're probably going to be more conservative in some instances, like whether if you're like on the edge of field goal range and you're going to be more conservative, so like you can burn clock and maybe try to just chip away at as many yards as you can so that you can try. Some coaches will be more aggressive. Like, it changes the way a coach thinks. I think honestly it's going to make them, I don't know. It's interesting because I've never really thought about this until just now. This is a topic that came up and I was thinking my way through it. And for me, I would be more aggressive Because if I knew this kicker had great range, I would try to push the ball downfield probably more, right? I'm not going to just try to get as many yards as I can and try to salvage those 3 points and just try to get, a grinded out first down. Like, I'm going to be more aggressive in my play calling as an offensive coordinator if I know that we have a kicker that is automatic, because we're going to get those 3 points. So I might as well try to push the ball down and try to get the 6. And I think you're going to net more touchdowns that way. I think you're going to be at a better position to have better scoring efficiency in the red area or right outside the red area. I think you're going to have more situations to where even if you just completely die out at the 35-yard line, or even further, like, you have that confidence, like, okay, we're going to get 3 points. It's okay. And your defense is like, all right, we got some points. Like, we got a little bit of reprieve. We got a little bit closer. So, like, that's going to energize us to go make a stop, right? Because if your punter's trotting out there and you're on the edge of field goal range and you don't feel confident your punter trots out there, your defense is like, we got to carry it. There's just way more pressure involved on that. So I'm kind of curious to do a deeper dive on that, how kickers affect offensive and defensive play calling. And somebody out there listening, if you want to, leave in the comments, drop in the comments, all that good stuff. But we're going to leave you there. Another scrimmage happening this weekend. I think we're heading in the right direction here. I think things are becoming more solidified. I think you're going to have a lot of answers in a lot of different positions of need. So this is going to be a fun ride for Vanderbilt football. It's the brand is building, guys. So just stay on board. The brand is building. Nashville needs its team. Nashville needs its heroes. Let's make that happen. But first, I want to tell you all about Wayfair, okay? Because Wayfair is where it's at. As the summer winds down, we're getting close to football season. There's something nice about getting back into the routine you love. And Wayfair makes it easy to set yourself up for the season ahead. From bedding and linens to storage solutions for every room, Wayfair is the one-stop shop to refresh your home. So I had this room. This player was a bonus room. All right. Had everything, right? Had an entertainment center. Everything was kind of set up, but it was like missing one piece. I went on Wayfair, found an end table to go between the 2 chairs. Perfect fit, right? Fits my style, fits the space, just finishes off that space really nicely, man. It's a perfect time to get my home ready, man. It's whether I'm organizing, upgrading my workspace, making weeknight dinners easier, whatever the case may be, cleaning out the attic even, man, Wayfair's a place to go. So get organized, get refreshed, get back in a routine for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now. Shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Thanks for watching Locked On Vandy. Remember, you can follow the show at Locked On Vandy on all social media platforms. You can follow myself at Coach Burton36. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Find us anywhere you find your podcast as part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Anchor down. Peace out.